So as things stands, we have Mesh on the line right now, and I just want to say good day to everyone. Welcome back to another big episode where I am actually gonna deep dive with Mesh into Kaizer Chiefs rumors and also transfers, which is I believe that there is some players which is we have only three players on this video, which is Mayella and Renard, Lena, and also Monyane from Orlando Pirates. So my question is this: let me just give Mesh to great defense on the line right now. Bro, how are you?
I'm good, Mola. How are you?
Nah,
And
very good.
afternoon to the fans.
Yes. Yeah, bro, don't you think this one is a big transfer? I mean, it's a big
Uh,
transfer period ever. Let me just say so.
which one? Which one?
I mean, I mean, this period of transfers.
Oh, this transfer window.
Yes.
Yeah, no, this transfer window is very, very big.
Also, me, I think that's what is really happening this season. So let's just start with the hot name right now, which is Mihlali Mayembela. Have been performing well overseas in Cyprus with Aris Limasso, quick on wing and also good one on one. We know that, and he got European experience. So Mesh, is Mayembela the type of a player that can play for Kaizer Chiefs or can boost Kaizer Chiefs attack? Also, he's returning to South Africa. He's suggested that he want to play for Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, I think. I'm going to be very honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be very honest. Nah?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what the players are going to do is not going to be up to them. It's gonna be up to the coach.
Okay.
Fortunately for Chiefs, they have a good coach.
Fact.
And I believe that if this is the player that the coach wants, it's a good signing. And if it's easier to get him than other people, I think it's a good signing, you know. And in terms of him and how he plays, can he help Kaizer Chiefs? Most definitely, he can help Kaizer Chiefs. You know, I think that the coach can use him in a way that we can appreciate him. So I think, and also I think one of the things that are undermined is players actually playing. You know, um, players need to play. Players need to be on the pitch running. Players, if they are not running, they need to make a plan for them to run.
Yeah. True.
They need to be having people like teams need to be having second hand teams for players that are not running to be playing like matches. During the week, whatever the time, players need to be running, playing, and Mayambela's bringing that experience, which is
Yes.
something that we don't have. In the team. In the team, there's very little experience. Very few players have more than one cup.
Yes.
Most players have one cup, and most of them got that first cup, with that win of Nedbank Cup. So we need more of players that have that experience, of actually running, being on the pitch week in, week out,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because if you're on the pitch week in, week out, your skill is better. The way you play is better because you are actually on the pitch. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that, whatever happens and we're able to sign him. Like I said, I'm not concerned about the signings
Mm-hmm.
and which player we're signing because I
Okay.
know that we have a good coach. And
Yes.
once you have a good coach that's able to coach and do all of those things, it's easier to achieve having a good squad.
Yes. I know. I think I understand what's your point on this one. And without wasting time, if you can go also to the goalkeeper, which have been doing good for Skukune, but if I can check, he didn't do many caps for Skukune, but the name of he called by the name Renard, Lena, and this one is a fan suggestion with the potential. And I just want to say that as this one comes from fans and they enjoy actually how he shows his skills on the goalpost. So I just wanted to ask you, do you think he's much better than goalkeepers which are available at Kaizer Chiefs?
Ish, again, I'm going to be very honest. A lot of the keepers, at Chiefs, unfortunately, we couldn't really say if they're good or bad because the defense is also bad.
Ish.
So
Yeah.
if it defends Yavuza, you cannot really say if someone is good. The best that they can do is make saves here and there, but obviously bazomkora.
Mm-hmm.
And no matter how good a goalkeeper performs, if the team ends up losing, that performance just goes down the drain.
Yes. No, I
In
think,
this case with Lena,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
He is not as experienced as in terms of like first team performances.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you check his games since Cape Town Spurs, Maritzburg, and now it's Kukune. If you combine all those games, including the cups and what, if you combine all those games,
Mm-hmm.
all those games from all the teams that he has played for, they amount to like one season. He's got about 30 games under his belt.
Fact.
Now, let's look at Kukune. Is Kukune doing well? Yes, Kukune is doing well. So it's very easy to say this player is doing well. But if we take this player and put him in a leaking defense of Chiefs, then I don't think people can be saying the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, does Chiefs need a goalkeeping change? Yes, Chiefs needs a goalkeeping change.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because the reputation of the ones that are currently there has been tarnished. And it's
Mm-hmm.
not their fault. I understand it's not their fault. But all keepers have strengths and weaknesses. You know, we know weaknesses of Vuma. We know weaknesses
Brandon Peterson.
of Peterson. We know
Oh,
weaknesses of Ntwari.
yeah.
And we also know their strengths individually,
Yes.
right? So in this case, I'm not saying that Ronaldo Lena is a must get a keeper, but I do understand that some the keepers that are there, their reputation has been a little bit tarnished, and I think have not the fans don't have that much hope in them. And I think a new face will be able to do that, and a new face accompanied by a new defense or a much better defense will be easy for the fans to trust Ronaldo Lena.
Yes.
But they must know that trusting a player with less than 40 PSL games,
Yeah, no,
caps included.
I think you have
You
answered on
understand?
what I wanted to know, because also we are not yet convinced according to the stats, but according to the games he actually appeared on the screen, people they can say the guy is good. But without wasting time on that one mesh,
Yes.
let us go to the last person, I mean the player, which is Monyani from Orlando Pirates, and we know that this one I have made a lot of noise and it was surprising, and we know is one of the best actually right back at his young age, you understand. So I just
Yeah.
wanted to know from your side also, you know that Wangan Semu came to Kaizer Chiefs and it was not a good test after all. So can we actually trust this young man, or can he fit at Kaizer Chiefs?
Okay. I just want to go back to Ronaldo Lena quickly.
Yeah,
Ronaldo Lena, if Chiefs is signing him, he's
goalkeeper.
a young goalkeeper, if I can say,
Yeah,
because he's 27, somewhere there.
yeah.
And there are benefits and advantages of signing certain players.
Okay.
I say that because you can give him a 5-year contract. He's 27, he can leave at 32.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I say that looking at also at Monyane, right?
Mm.
Monyane is still very, very young.
Fact.
You know, Monyane, if you look at his age, he just like he hasn't hit. He's 2 years younger than Lena,
Mm-hmm.
right? And he's a defender. He's a fullback,
Mm-hmm.
but we know that defenders can play past a certain age. So we know that okay, this guy is bringing. Not only is he bringing, face, different talent, all those things, but he's also bringing, hope for the future. Again, this is a player that we can sign and give him like a 3-year, 4-year contract, or 3 years, 2 years to extend, what,
Mm-hmm.
and that contract can still finish when he's less than 30 years old.
Yes, I know.
So again, Monyane, very strong player, player that I think can really help us. More experience than our own players,
Fact.
because obviously Pirates has been doing well. So many of their players are more experienced. That's why their youngsters are more experienced than our youngsters.
Yes.
And also, you look at Sundowns, you look at Pirates youngsters. It's easy for them to fit into the team and become more experienced because they don't have that burden. The team's burden is not on their shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike the Chiefs ones, right?
Yeah.
And we see also when young players leave Chiefs and they go to different teams, they settle in quicker than they do at Chiefs.
Yes.
So the burden is too much there. So
Mm-hmm.
another one with Monyane, I feel like Monyane will not be signing a young player. Obviously, he's no longer young; he's 25.
Yeah.
But I feel like we'll be signing, although he didn't play much at Pirates, I feel like we'll be signing someone who's a little bit better in his position
Yes.
compared to the players that we currently have.
No, I think you have explained this one. And just closing this video, let us just say maybe if you can select one from all these players which you wish to come.
Ish, you didn't involve the player I wish to come.
Yeah, but actually, just speaking from this guy, who is actually better, you think maybe can come?
Um, uh, when I look at all the players, I think maybe Mayambela will be a better signing.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, out of the three that you have mentioned.
Okay.
But
So
if there's a player that I want even more than Mayambela,
yeah.
is Paseko Marco.
Oh, it's Marco.
Yeah,
Okay.
Paseko Marco, he needs to come. He needs to come. Again, it's these things that we're speaking about, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about we're talking about players and what they bring.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Yeah.
I do believe Chiefs is going to make some attacking signings. And
Yes.
again, I don't want someone like Mayambela to be sitting on the bench, at Chiefs. I don't think because
That's not healthy.
obviously, yes, it's not healthy. You understand?
Yeah.
But with Marco, man, he's bringing experience. Like that defensive position, we need players that are a little bit more experienced. And Marco's got a lot of stamina. And he played half of the season last season, so he's been even in this Pirates team that's doing well. He was one of the players that the coach
Yes.
thought, okay, this one is better than the others.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike Monyane, who didn't really play that much.
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
So that's another thing that needs to be highlighted is that during the group, you can even check with Sundowns. There are players where they say, no, this guy is a masterpiece. No one can be what. And
Yeah.
then you check, the coach is not using that player, right? Then you ask yourself, okay, but what are we seeing that the coach is not seeing?
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
And in this case, for example, with Marco, what am I seeing? I'm seeing experience. I'm seeing a quality player. I'm seeing one of the best players in his position in the country.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So this one is a great signing. Whereas with Mayambela, I'm not saying that Mayambela will be better than Lilepo
Yeah.
as a winger. You understand?
Yeah.
I want someone to be better or match Lilepo.
Yes.
And I'm also not saying that Monyane will be better than Frosler. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
I want someone to be better or match, Frosler in that regard.
Yes.
In terms of attributes, quality, all of those things. So if we can get something from Frosler that we can get from Monyane, then he's not that important. But I know that on that left back position is empty.
Yes.
It's empty. So this one is a musket. Marco is a musket. We need him because Cross, we can't rely on him. Mashiane, we can't rely on him. Bongani Sem, we can't rely on him. Dove now, age, injuries, all those things. We also cannot rely on him, and possible exit. We cannot rely on him. So what do we need? We need someone who can replace Dove. Who can replace him? Marco can replace him.
Yes.
Replaces him with experience, replaces him with playing, replaces him with leadership as well.
Yes.
Marco, one of the things that are underrated with him is that he's actually a leader, and we're lacking leaders in the team.
Yes.
Marco is a leader. You check him at Pirates, very outspoken, very, very outspoken. One of the players that defended Rivero, upon winning the cup, So I think a personality like that, a character like that is needed in the team of Kaizer Chiefs because a lot of the players that we've been with for quite a while now, they are afraid to be outspoken because their results on the pitch don't match what they're saying. You look
That's
at
true,
Sele.
man.
Sele has come in and he's been outspoken because he can back it up on the pitch. Miguel is outspoken because he can back it up on the pitch. But other players like Mart, Duba is even more confident than some of the senior players.
Yes.
Wandile Duba told us that he's bringing us the net bank. He brought us the net bank.
Yes. Fact.
You understand? So I think players like Marco are needed, not only for experience, but for leadership purposes.
Yes.
For players to also control, because again, our goalkeepers have been making mistakes, it's very hard for them to command the defense and command how players must be playing.
Yes.
Their voice is down. That's why a goalkeeping change is needed to help us control the defense.
Yes.
But if you're not going to get control from the defense, you need someone like Miguel, you need someone like Marco,
Yes.
someone who can point out and shout at the other players to say that, look, you're not keeping your position, or you're not doing what was were told to be doing.
To do.
You
Yeah.
know, so I think things like that are very, very important. And I think the team will improve. And you're like you are saying, this will be the best transfer market, not
Yes.
only for Chiefs, but I think also for other teams,
Mm.
because there are a lot of free agents, and these free agents are quality.
Quality. Yeah. Mesh, I think I just want to say shout out to you with your knowledge you just brought to the fans and answering to the questions which I asked you. And you also insisted that it's better to get Marco out of all these players. So I really appreciate it, bro. Thank you very much for your time. Shout out to you, bro. And I will see you on the same place, same time. I don't know, maybe if you're getting free. So this is these guys. We really appreciate your time. Mesh, thank you very much, brother.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, my brother.
Thank you.